The February wind cut through Cedar Rapids like a knife, rattling the windows of the two-story colonial on Maple Grove Drive. Susan Brown stood. In the living room she'd called home for 17 years, watching the real estate inspector move methodically through each room with his clipboard and flashlight. At 42, Susan looked older than her years. The weight of 7 winters spent searching for her missing daughter etched permanently into the lines around her eyes. "Mrs. Brown," called Tom Henderson, the inspector, from somewhere below. "Could you come down to the basement for a moment?" Suzanne descended the narrow wooden stairs, her hand gripping the railing. The basement had always unsettled her, a maze of unfinished concrete walls and exposed pipes. Her ex-husband had promised to renovate, but never did. After Melissa disappeared in October 2002, Susan had avoided this space entirely, unable to shake the feeling that something about it wasn't right. Henderson stood near the far wall, tapping his knuckles against the concrete in a rhythmic pattern. "Hear that?" he asked, moving his hand across the surface. "Solid, solid, solid. Hollow." He knocked again, and the sound changed distinctly. "There's a void behind this wall, maybe 3 feet deep. That's not standard construction for a house built in 1985. Susan's pulse quickened. "What does that mean?" "Could be nothing. Old foundations settling, a sealed-off storage area." Henderson pulled out his measuring tape, calculating the dimensions. "But here's what's odd. The exterior dimensions of your basement don't match the interior. You're missing about 40 square ft of space." He marked an X on the wall with chalk, "right about here." Susan touched the cold concrete, her fingers trembling. "Richard did some work down here back in 2001. Said he was reinforcing the foundation after we had that flooding issue." Henderson examined the wall more closely, running his flashlight along the edges. "Mrs. Brown, see this seam? This section was poured separately from the original foundation. Someone added this wall deliberately." He pressed his palm flat against different sections. "And, unless I'm mistaken, there's a door here. It's just been sealed with concrete facing." "Can you open it?" Henderson hesitated. "I think we should call the police first." "No." Susan's voice was sharp, surprising them both. "I've lived in this house for 7 years, not knowing this was here. I need to know what's behind that wall now." 20 minutes later, Henderson had chiseled away enough concrete facing to reveal what he'd suspected. A steel door frame with a deadbolt lock painted gray to blend with the foundation. The door itself was industrial grade, the kind used for storage facilities or safe rooms. "This wasn't a DIY job," Henderson said. "Professional installation probably cost a few thousand." Susan's hands shook as Henderson used a crowbar to pry open the weakened lock mechanism. The door groaned, resisting, then suddenly gave way with a metallic screech. Cold air rushed out, carrying a musty smell that made Susan's stomach clench. Henderson shined his flashlight into the darkness, and both of them froze. The hidden room was approximately 8 feet wide and 12 feet long, with drywall covering the concrete walls, and a single bare light bulb hanging from the ceiling. In the corner sat a twin mattress with a pink and purple comforter. The pattern Susan recognized instantly because she'd bought it for Melissa's 13th birthday. A small wooden shelf held books, stuffed animals, and a portable CD player. On the floor near the mattress was a backpack covered in band patches. The same backpack Melissa had been carrying the day she disappeared. Susan stumbled forward, her legs barely supporting her weight. She picked up the backpack with trembling hands, unzipping it to find Melissa's belongings, her student ID from Kennedy High School, a hairbrush with strands of her daughter's dark hair, still tangled in the bristles of a half-empty water bottle. Melissa had been here in their own basement while Susan slept upstairs, while Richard claimed to be searching the neighborhood. While the entire community of Cedar Rapids organized volunteer search parties, Melissa had been right here. Mrs. Brown Henderson's voice was gentle, but urgent. "We need to call the police now. Don't touch anything else." But Susan had already seen it. A spiral notebook lying on the mattress, its purple cover decorated with Melissa's distinctive handwriting. Property of Melissa Brown. Private. Susan opened it, her vision blurring with tears as she recognized her daughter's handwriting on the first page. October 15th, 2002. "I don't understand what's happening," he said. "This is temporary, that I need to stay here until things calm down," he said. "Mom knows I'm here and that she agreed this is best, but I heard her crying upstairs last night, and I don't think she knows at all." Susan's knees buckled. Henderson caught her before she collapsed, guiding her to sit on the cold concrete floor. "Who?" Susan whispered, her voice breaking. "Who wrote that? Who is he?" She turned the page with shaking fingers, reading the next entry. October 16th, 2002. Second day. He brought me food twice today. Sandwiches and juice boxers like I'm a little kid. He keeps saying I'm safe here, that people are looking for me outside, and that I need to stay hidden. He says there was a man following me after basketball practice, that the police are investigating. But why can't I just talk to the police myself? Why do I have to stay in the basement? I asked when I can see Mom, and he said, soon, very soon. I want to believe him. Susan flipped through more pages, her horror growing with each entry. The handwriting became messier, more desperate, as weeks turned into months. December 25th, 2002, Christmas. I can hear voices upstairs, people laughing, Mom's crying. I tried banging on the walls, but he must have soundproofed them because no one came. He brought me a slice of pie and said it was from Mom, that she wanted me to know she's thinking of me. But if she knows I'm here, why doesn't she come see me? Nothing makes sense anymore. February 3rd, 2003. 4 months now. He says the investigation is ongoing, that it's still not safe for me to come out. But I'm starting to think that's not true. Today, he brought me new clothes and said I need to keep my voice down when he visits. He's acting different, nervous. Something's wrong. I tried the door again after he left, but it's locked from the outside. There's no way out. Henderson had called 911 while Susan read, and now she heard sirens approaching. She looked up at the inspector, her face pale and stir with tears. Tom, for 7 years, I thought my daughter was dead. For 7 years, I believed someone abducted her from the street. She held up the journal, but she was here. Someone kept her prisoner in my own basement. And from what she's writing, Susan's voice broke completely. She thought I knew. She thought I agreed to this.